Hi, this is Stan. Welcome back to the Crow's Nest Railroad. Well, let's finish what we got started last time, and that is these portable track panels for my 5-inch gauge train. So let's get busy. Well, you remember last time we finished up by getting one rail welded to the steel ties, and so today what we're going to do is put the second rail on. So that means we're going to have to put the track gauge on, and we're going to have to be careful to make sure that the panels will join each other. So once we get the first panel welded, then we're going to use that panel to space the rail on the second panel and so forth. And we've got our good old buzz box there and all of our welding supplies. So what are we waiting for? Let's get busy. And we can't have a welding session without plenty of sparks and fireworks. There's 4 panels and 2 more on the jig. So now we can pin the rail joiner. Bob's going to drill out the little joiners.
So a roll pin is simply a spring steel circular pin with a groove in it. To install the roll pin, we take a pair of vice grips, rotate it so that the groove is vertical in this case, squeeze this closed. Then we take this and we come over here and we insert it with a hammer.
So now it's a smaller diameter.
Now it's a smaller diameter. And it should go right in. And that's it. So we've left just a little bit sticking out so I can take my vice grip in the future if I need to, squeeze it, compressing it, and I can wiggle it back out with a fair amount of effort, but it is removable.
Excellent. All right, Bob did one side, I'll do the other.
Measuring guide.
So we're going to do 1.5 inches. Let me slide this over.
Clamp this down for you. And we're going to clamp and drill.
See, it's got a slit in it, so we're going to pinch that slit with the vice grips just a little bit to help us ease that into the hole. And then tappity tap tap. And there they are, all packed up in the car, 30 feet of track, back here at my shop. All right, there's all 6 panels, 30 feet of portable track, easy to lift, easy to transport. Let's see how it holds up. And the next question is, since we just put them together with the track gauge, we never really put a set of trucks on there to check for derailments, so I probably ought to get the flat car and just plug these together real quick and run that flat car over and see what happens. Alright, so I just laid it out there a little crooked. I didn't really get it all straight, but let's give this flat car a push and see what happens. Well, I'm going to call that good. I'm going to pick up the pieces, and we need to do a little beautification. Time now to do a bit of grinding and sanding to get rid of some of the junk behind the welds and some of the sharp edges on the steel. All right, time to just hit it with a little spray paint, just for a little rust protection and just to pretty it up a bit. All right, let that dry a bit and then we'll flip them over. Okay, I got a coat of paint on the front and back, and so I'm going to leave them out here to dry. It's a great morning for painting, not too much wind, not really super hot. And you can see all 6 panels can be picked up at once. They're that light. And just for a little extra safety, I'm going to experiment with a little stop on the 2 ends of the panel. And it clamps underneath the rail. And this is just a little piece of oak. And that, hopefully the flanges will just kind of bite in here and it will stop something that might be a little bit of a runaway train. If there's a little kid operating the train and he doesn't stop in time, hopefully this will stop the wheels. We'll try and see. So what I did was I just got a piece of oak here and I put a couple of those hanger screws on the end, which is a wood screw on one end and a 10/24 thread on the other, and I cut them off, hit it with a little red spray paint. And at the big box store I found these black brackets. I think they're for fencing material, but they were already painted black, and so I spray painted brown on the end of that, and it will wing nut tight here, and you can see this clamp will surround the box for the rail, and this thickness is slightly less than the thickness of the ties, so it should fit under there just fine. So there'll be one on each end of the track. Next time you see these panels, it will be at a presentation, whether it's a rail fair or a library, a museum, something like that. I hope this series has been helpful, especially if you're thinking about making some portable track yourself. Well, this is Stan saying thanks so much for joining us this week, and I'll see you right here next time on the Crow's Nest Railroad.
it.